Imagine standing on the edge of a vast coastline as the sun dips below the horizon, a place where the sky and the sea whisper secrets only the steadfast waters can understand. In your hand, a smooth pebble, a relic of the earth itself, its weight grounding you in the moment. You see, there's a peculiar serenity in realizing the object of your worry may matter much less to the universe than to you. This brings us to a question. What if the source of your emotional burden, the need for others to care, was nothing but an illusion you could release? Consider Marcus, a man perpetually checking his phone for notifications that never arrive. Every empty moment is filled with longing, a reply to a message he sent days ago, the silent anticipation of plans with friends that too often fall through. Marcus is like many of us, entwined in the expectation of acknowledgement, his happiness intertwined with the whims of others. And therein lies the challenge. We live in a world where our value seems tethered to social media likes, text messages, and instant validation. Yet, ancient wisdom offers a revelation: most people don't care as much as we think. Not out of cruelty or disdain, but simply because everyone is entangled in the threads of their own stories. As Epictetus wisely noted, freedom is the only thing of real value. What if the answer lies not in waiting for others to validate our existence, but in the freedom that comes from releasing such burdens? Marcus's journey begins with this realization. Picture the crowded streets bustling around him, the hum of life and constant motion, each person absorbed in their own world, simultaneously present yet absent. It's here, amid the clamor, that he starts his transformation. A moment of clarity strikes as he observes the frenetic pace of those around him. Realizing they, too, are lost in their personal narratives, he sees his longing for attention as a pebble cast into this vast ocean, swallowed by the tides of time. For Marcus, the first change is accepting this truth. No one is as invested in his story as he is. At first, the thought stings, the sensation of insignificance prickling at his skin. But soon, the sting transforms into something far more profound: liberation. No longer does he perform for an invisible audience, freeing himself from the exhausting demand to matter in the eyes of others. The freedom to be authentic, to live without pretense, slowly unravels the knots of his previous insecurities. Reflecting on evenings spent waiting for calls and texts, Marcus sees them for what they were: self-imposed chains of expectation. With this newfound perspective, the silence that once felt like abandonment now becomes a canvas for self-discovery. In these moments, he turns inward, embracing Epictetus's teaching, the importance of focusing on what is within our control. Happiness, he concludes, is not transactional, dependent on another's attention, but an internal state of being. The second change on Marcus's path is redefining relationships. He scrutinizes his connections, weighing them not by frequency of contact, but by depth and meaning. Surface-level engagements fall away as he seeks resonance over resonance. Relationships emerge like constellations in his life sky, those few bright stars that guide him instead of the fleeting meteors of casual acquaintances. He learns that authentic friendships are not measured in constant interaction, but in mutual understanding and presence, even if sporadic. Through this lens, Marcus embraces the wisdom of Seneca, who advised that associate with people who are likely to improve you. The depth of these few relationships nurtures his growth, the absence of hollow interactions granting him peace and clarity. Yet, as with any journey, obstacles abound. Marcus experiences the pang of solitude, moments when the silence speaks louder than words. The temptation to revert, to regress into old habits, lingers. But this adversity becomes his teacher, each challenge an opportunity to practice patience and resilience. Epictetus once said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the views which we take of them." Marcus interprets his solitude as a friend, the empty space as a chance for reflection. The third change finds Marcus reconciling with his past misconceptions. He acknowledges that seeking to matter in the wrong places was less about others and more about his inner void, the lack of self-worth obscured beneath layers of external validation. This inner work demands vulnerability, the courage to confront his fears and question his beliefs. It's a painful process, the raw examination of self, But through it, he uncovers a wellspring of strength previously overlooked. In embracing his autonomy, he becomes the architect of his resilience. Past rejections transform from wounds into badges of honor, marks of a path well trodden. Marcus learns that true acceptance does not come from others but from within. As he stands at this turning point, Marcus realizes that change is not a destination but a continuous process. The fourth and perhaps most profound shift occurs as he understands that mastering the self means embracing impermanence, the ever-changing nature of life's journey. By choosing to let go of what he cannot control, the opinions and actions of others, he finds tranquility. He likens this epiphany to the ebb and flow of the ocean, its constancy rooted not in stillness, but movement. Finally, Marcus finds solace in the fifth change, the realization that his worth is inherent, untouched by the external world's indifferent gaze. He internalizes the words of Marcus Aurelius, who advised, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." And so, Marcus lives authentically, embracing the freedom to be unburdened by the need to be seen. This journey of acceptance does not promise an end to challenges or solitude, but offers something more valuable, peace in being oneself, independent of external validation. For in the vast, enduring ocean of life, the pebble no longer fears its insignificance, instead revels in the knowledge that true worth comes not from others, but emerges from the depths within. And with that, Marcus steps forward, unshackled, into a life of his own making. As you ponder Marcus's journey, consider this. Freedom arrives not when you are the center of attention, but when you release the need for it. How will you embrace your own liberation?